Hello, this is Johnny Henson, Professor Poole with Billiard University out of Phoenix, Arizona. Just want to take some time today to help you with your stroke. I got a couple of very simple stroke drills, and the beauty is you don't need a lot of equipment to do them. You can do them almost anywhere. You can even do them before you start your matches or you start your league. You can get there maybe 10 minutes early and work on these things, and I'll guarantee you it'll help you win some games or help you win some matches, okay? So basically, what a lot of people don't spend a lot of time on is their stroke. And there's really two parts of the stroke. You know, there's actually the mechanics, and we're not going to get into a whole lot of detail on that because there's a lot of different parts of the stroke that need to be improved upon, and most of that never gets improved upon unless somebody actually comes to a professional pool instructor and actually has those things worked out. But my focus is on, let's say you're going down and you're going to play a league match, or you're going to go play in a tournament. I'm going to show you some very simple things that you can do not only before the tournament starts, but even maybe after the tournament's going, like if you have a little downtime between matches. And you just don't feel like your stroke is really good that particular day. Here's some things that you can work on. Okay, the beauty is the pool table itself has, every pool table is going to have a straight rail. This is going to be like the wood part of the rail, and this is going to be the rubber part of the rail. The thing of it is, if you take your cue, you take your normal bridge length and your loose grip, and you line up that cue absolutely perfect. Now you can get anywhere you want on the table, but what I'm saying is I prefer to line everything up. Now what it is, when you take this back and you go all the way forward, the very center of your stick should still be on that line, okay? So let's say you go back and you go over and it's over to this side. Or let's say you go back and forward and it's over to the other side. Well, then you know that for some reason your pendulum or your hand or maybe your body position or whatever is not being true. So you're going to have to tweak it. So basically, when you're able to kind of get on this thing, get everything lined up straight back, straight forward. All the way back, forward. Now when you finish your stick should be dead center between the wood part of the rail and the rubber part of the rail on that line. And that's a very good way of practicing your stroke. And I tell you the truth, for years I played in tournaments. I played in tournaments all over the United States, in many states. And so many times you're sitting in a chair and maybe you're in the winner's bracket and you're having to wait an hour, 2 hours between the time that you won your last match and the time that you're getting up to face the next person, okay? Well, sometimes what I would do is sometimes go off to a table off to the side, and somebody said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm getting warmed up. I'm just working on my stroke." And you can even do this in real life. You can act like you're chalking if you don't really want to chalk every time. And you can say, okay, chalked, hand, this, come down on the shot, straight back, on the line. Okay, come up, kind of act like you chalk, right? Put your hand down, loose grip, come down on the line, okay, straight back, straight forward. Okay, so what I'm getting at is you can really work on this and it will really help you play. Here's another drill that you can do in practice. You can put a dot even with the diamond on one end. You can see there's a dot even with the center diamond on the other end. You can put a dot in the middle of the table, right? Where these three dots, the dot on this rail, the dot on this rail, and the dot in the middle, all make a perfect straight line, right? Okay, so now if you do a good stroke, and I'm going to demonstrate, a good stroke and a bad stroke, okay? So basically, you're going to line everything up, raise it up, all the way back, finish the shot. You see, my cue didn't come back and touch my stick. So that means that when I aligned the shot, or my eyes over the ball, weren't exactly perfect. So now what I'm going to do is adjust my head position just a little bit, and I'm going to aim perfect. Straight up, straight back. Now that's a perfect shot. So what it's saying is this is the reason why a lot of people, in between matches, like in the league, let's say you're playing in a league, well then just go over to the side and maybe get yourself some dots that you use for like fixing paper, you know, and just put a dot at the end of the table, maybe a dot in the center, maybe a dot on the far rail. That gives you a perfectly straight line. Now instead of just doing the straight line, let's say on the side rail, you're actually having something that's three-dimensional. You're actually hitting the cue ball. So what I'm saying, these two drills, if you will incorporate those when you're playing leagues or you're playing tournaments, you can go from maybe being a little bit off stroke, maybe just not feeling comfortable that night. You can go over there 10 minutes later, you're feeling it, you're on stroke, you get up there, you run a couple of racks, and you win. And so therefore, this is an excellent way. This is something I can't emphasize enough, that a lot of times, you know, when you're at a tournament, all the tables are tied up, this, that, and the other, and maybe there's a spare table over there. Well, instead of just going over there and maybe, you know, just throwing balls out and just, you know, pocketing balls, really make sure that your stroke is true, and make sure that your stroke is true on the real table using the real cue ball. And if you do these two things, because 75–80% of your misses are because of your stroke. And so if your stroke's off, then you're gonna miss some shots. But if you can get your stroke online before you play your league, or before you play your tournament, or even during your league or during your tournament, then it's gonna help you win a lot more games. So this would be what I would call a stroke drill. One, it don't involve anything except the edge of a table, and the other one's a little bit more, you know, dramatic because you're actually shooting the cue ball. But when you have the cue ball come all the way back and touch the center of your stick, like I just demonstrated, just go ahead and finish your shot, right? You're just gonna finish the shot, leave your tip out there, freeze, and wait for that cue ball to come back and touch the tip of your stick. And when it does that, you know that that was a absolutely perfectly straight shot, and that your eyes, your head, your pendulum, everything was online, and that was a really, really great stroke. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and good luck and good shooting.